All right, welcome to today's Forex session. We'll still be looking at support and resistance today. And also how to draw it to be a zone. Like I told us in the previous class that the first thing we want to do is to load data points. What I mean by that is you zoom in, okay? You zoom in, then you identify at least 3 price action. You identify price action points where the market did some kind of reaction. You identify those points. You identify those points. You can see. See. Now, I'll show us a shortcut to do this, a very shortcut. But I want us to just get to understand it before we start working on how to understand it. Just get it first the normal way, then I'll show you how to bypass all this long process. Now, these are the point of reaction. Now, once we are done drawing your point of reaction, try and use your horizontal line to connect at least 2. Okay, these 2 can connect. Now, okay, I think I can do this. There's another one here. Okay. There's another one here. So I can also do this. I can do this. I can do this. Just connect the points. Connect the point. Okay, when you are done connecting the point, you can use a rectangular tool and make it a zone. You make it a zone like this. Something like this. Cover the point where the market starts the reaction and where it ends. Just cover it. Okay, like this one. Now, okay. As you can see, this can even be one zone, this 2 line. Yeah. You can make it one zone, just expand your rectangle. Okay. Now, all this can be a zone. All this can be a zone. Now, I normally remove the horizontal line when I'm done drawing the zone using my rectangle tool. I always want to remove the horizontal line. Don't become too crowded. Even all this circle, remove them so that you can be seeing the candlestick. Once the market is crowded with too many things, you will not be seeing the candlestick movement clearly. Those things will be blocking your view. So the only thing I leave on my chart is just the structural line. That is this horizontal zones, and then I'll draw my trend lines to trap the price. Draw my trend line to trap the price, and also to capture patterns. So I draw trend line so that I can understand the market movement if there's a breakout. Okay, now this is, as you can see, it's very neat. You are just seeing the structure and what? Candlestick. Now, why drawing it as a zone is more important is that if the market break through this first, you will not just jump into a trade because it's a very wide zone. So you have to wait for the upper part of the zone to be broken. That is, the market is coming from the downside. So it's very important to make it a zone. Okay. So like the three things I told you, I normally leave on my market, on my chart. I can add the trend line. I can add the trend line. Though we're not talking about trend line in this course, but in the next course, definitely we're going to talk about trend line. But there's one thing that you must know, like I told us in the first course, that everything that applies to support and resistance horizontally is the same also in support and resistance vertically. So the trend line you are seeing, you can classify them to be support and resistance vertically. That you won't be wrong by doing that, because they do the same thing, just that they do it in a vertical way. Now, if you put your line this way, you are correct. If you put it the way I left it before, you're also correct. Put it this way, you're correct. So now this is how you make your support and resistance line a zone. Okay. Now, like I told us that if you have mastered this thing, you don't need to follow the whole process. Like, let me add more. Let me add more on that. So I can just, this is another one. You get it? So I don't need to start drawing those things from the beginning, but for you to master it, you have to do those things. Okay, you have to do them. Okay, so that is how to make your support and resistance a zone. Okay, now we'll do further analysis. We'll keep drawing support and resistance so that you can get familiar with how to do it. Then we'll now look at how to trade them, how to trade the breakouts, and how to identify false breakouts, and so on and so forth. And we'll also look at how to use support and resistance as our take profit and as our stop loss. Okay, see you at the next lecture. Bye.